Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's session, we will look at file utilities. In my previous session, I have explained about find files with extension. So in this session, we will look at how do we change the file extensions and how it would be helpful and what are the features of it. So before move on to the topic, first I would like to tell you that you need to download the automation utilities pro 1.0.jar file. For detailed instructions, you can watch the below video, and this video will help you guys to where you can download the jar file and how to add it to your class path, and everything is there in this video. Hello friends, just follow this video and add it the jar file to your class path. So once you are done with that, then you are good to start using the all the utilities. And this library will be helpful for the projects which are created in Java, not only for Selenium. Any automation project which are developed using Java as a coding language can use this utility or can use this library and can enjoy or can minimize your code and use those features. So let's get started. So today's session, in this session, we'll look at change extension. So this method would be helpful if you are working on any project where you are downloading certain files from the application, and before you download, you need to make sure that your destination folder is not having the same kind of files. So because I have faced these scenarios in my real work experiences where I need to download certain files from the application, and let us assume some test.xlsx, and if the destination folder is having that file, then sometimes I may face some issues with my application behavior. So to avoid such issues, so it would be good idea to rename the existing files with something else. So to achieve such kind of actions, you can use this method. It's called a change extension. This method can be used to, as I said, change the extension of the given file. And the usage is pretty simple. Add the jar file which I shared in my first slide, and import the class. And the import class is import com.testing.framework.file utilities. And this is my class. Just type these few letters, say control space, then this import will be added to your class. And this is the method change extension. So where you are giving your file path and what extension you wanted to change it. So let's take one example. So as I said, this is my object and this is my method, and I'm saying that convert this test1.xlsx as .back. So once you run this code will rename this test1.xlsx as test1.back. So this is how it works. So that if you are downloading any file from your application and storing in this folder, you don't see any issues because you are already renamed this as a backup file, and the new file will be downloaded to this folder. So this is the purpose of this utility. So let's move on to the next. I have another method called a change extension of all, which is similar to the previous one, but this will be helpful to change all the files matching to given extension. So let's see how we can use it. Import this class file utilities. Sorry. And once you import, then you're creating an object for the class, and this is the method change extension of all, and you are specifying the folder where you wanted to change the files and specifying what are the types of file you wanted to change and what you wanted to be renamed as. So these three parameters you need to pass it to this method. So for an example, you can have a look at it. This is my method, this is my class, this is my object, and file utilities dot. This is my method change extension of all. So now what it does, it will look at this C file folder and look for all .txt folders and rename it as dot properties. So it doesn't matter how many files you have it will rename those files as a dot txt from dot txt to dot properties file. So this is the syntax of this particular file. Okay, so it's always better to do than talk. So let's practice this. So this is my using file utilities class, which I already have in Get. I'm removing this, will be importing later. File utilities. This is my file utilities, and file utils equals to new file utilities. It's always you need to make sure you are importing this com.testing.framework.file utilities. So that way you will know you can access all my utilities. File utilities dot change extension. Now where you wanted to change, which file you wanted to change. So let us take any file you can. This is my test folder. Now I would like to change this XLS. Let me change this as test.xls. Okay. Now I would like to change this file c test.xlsx2. I would like to test.xlsx2 as a backup file. So let me say dot back. Okay. So save it and now see this is my file and this file I would like to change. Okay, so right click, debug as, or you can say directly run as. Now see old file extension is ctest xlsx. Okay, now the new file extension is test.back. So let us see whether your folder is did that. Right, it's changed as test.back. I'm sorry, test.back, and the test.xlsx. Something wrong. Let me check. Let me do one. Let me create one new file. Test.xlsx. Okay. See test.xlsx. I think something wrong with the file path, I guess. Okay, so let me rerun it. Run as Java application. Now you see the old file path and the new file is renamed as .back. You see test.back file is renamed. So this is how you can rename your files with the desired extension. So now let us have a look at file utilities dot change extension of all. So this one will take three arguments. One is the folder path, source extension, and destination extension. So now I'm not giving the path. Instead, I'm giving the folder. Now what I'm saying to my program, hey, please go to this folder and find out all the extensions with .txt and change them as .properties. This is my task I'm giving to my method. Okay guys, so now this particular method will look at this folder and look for each file and check whether it is .txt. If so, then change it to .properties. So now after executing my script or my program, this should rename this and this as a .properties file. Okay, so let's give a try. Right click, run as Java application. You see all blah 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 typed. This is renamed as this is renamed as this. Is it done? Yes, look at this. All text files being renamed as a .properties files. So this way you can change extension of your files and take a backup for your tests. So this is how you can use file utilities, change extension, and change extension of all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching this.